we're going to get Trump versus Biden again. Like, if you told me right now, hey, you have to put money down on the debate, and this is what I would say to you guys. I'm curious what you guys think about this. What's the number one worst thing about Biden from an election 2024 perspective? Number one weakness.
Age and being senile.
I think it's age, overwhelmingly, right? So many people cosmetically make decisions on who to vote for. 78-year-old, that's how old he would be, Donald Trump on the stage against 82-year-old Joe Biden. Number one reaction people are going to have is both these guys are too old. Trump, even though he's far more in control of his faculties, and the fact that Biden can't even speak, the age thing gets canceled out if Trump is the nominee.
I mean, I would just say I told a big Republican donor just a few nights ago. We had dinner down in Miami, and they asked me, well, what do you think? I said I will not throw in for either side, either privately or publicly. I'm either DeSantis or Trump, whoever wins, and I'm very open about that. But I said, if you're asking me for odds as to who's going to win the primary, I'd give you 2-1 odds that Donald Trump wins the primary.
Mm-hmm. I agree with him 100% on that. And then the second part of this is, if you put DeSantis or Nikki Haley or somebody younger on the stage against Biden, I think those people win big, because a lot of people out there just look at it and say, we can't have a president who's 82 years old. Like, Joe Biden legitimately, could Joe Biden do any job at your business?
Yeah. I think it's even more specifically than, Joe Biden. That's the perception. The persuadables, right? Like, I'm voting for what I'm voting for because I've believed in the same basic principles since I was a teenager, effectively, and Constitution and all this kind of stuff, right? But for the people that could go either way or could show up or not show up, the age thing with Joe Biden, I think, could be big. Because remember, they're not one issue voters on the economy or the border or anything else. They're kind of thinking about a whole range of things, and they look at this guy, and it's kind of sad. I mean, he's decrepit, right? But what we've seen with Fetterman is that will not stop them one bit. That will not stop them.
It comes down to juxtaposition. If you've got a 78-year-old guy and an 82-year-old guy, it's like they've already been around the block a million times. They're known commodities. Everybody knows them. You get a young, fresh Ron DeSantis on there, juxtaposition versus an old, sleepy Joe. It's going to be alarming to most people.
That's why I said trial by combat. The benefit Republicans have is they know who is going to be the nominee. And that's how Biden got selected. They knew Trump was going to be in the ring, and they said he's the less dangerous. By the way, I'll build on what Buck said. We've got such a big audience on radio. You asked the question about endorsements. We don't ever want to be in the position of, hey, you should vote for this guy or that guy in a primary. We're obviously going to be 1,000,000,000% behind Trump, DeSantis, Nikki Haley, whoever the nominee is, because Biden is such a disaster.
Right.
And so that's where we really kind of marshal the audience.
I spent a lot of time reminding, because in our audience on radio, we have people who are calling in saying you guys are way too pro-Trump. And we have people calling in who are saying you're way too pro-DeSantis. And they also, I'm never going to listen again. You're too pro-Trump or too pro-DeSantis.
Every day. We get both sides.
Every day. We're getting this from both sides. And I try to remind them, if you're a Trump guy or a DeSantis guy, you are someone who probably agrees on 90% plus of everything happening in America today. You're on the same team. You're just trying to figure out who the captain of the team is going to be. That's going to get a little lost during the primary. I know it's big boy stuff. I understand that. But I hope that people keep that in mind as we go forward here, because, what you don't want is to get into a situation where someone is so damaged and so hobbled from the primary that they actually kind of limp into the general, right?
Or Trump runs as a third party, which is everybody's worst
that's the worst possible scenario.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.